News Network. News 8 continues now.
And welcome back on this election night. Let's welcome in two members of Indiana's best political team, Democrat Kip Tu and Republican Tom John. Good to see you both on a busy evening. The vote counting underway, gentlemen, in the race for Indianapolis mayor. Kip, we'll start with you tonight. Is there anything we can tell from turnout today about what tonight's results might be? Kip.
Well, I talked to some people close to the Hogsett campaign late this afternoon. They thought that turnout was about what they had modeled, maybe just a smidge underneath what they modeled, but it looks pretty close to it. So I think that they feel cautiously optimistic where they are, but, we never know till the votes are counted.
Tom, your thoughts on turnout?
I think Kip's right. It's come pretty much on par with where people expected it to come or potentially could come. I think the real interesting part is going to be seeing what the votes come in. And I think what you're going to see is, regardless of what the final results are on this, that it's going to be a big win for the Marion County Republicans. I think they're going to pick up some council seats. And I think you're going to see a significant change in the mayor's race, and a lot of people have really called into question Joe Hogsett's leadership, and I think you'll see that in the final results.
So to that point, Tom, when all the votes are counted, what will be the deciding factor in your opinion? Was it crime and public safety?
I think certainly that's part of the discussion and the general condition of the safety, and a lot of people are questioning the leadership. I don't know. Hopefully Jefferson Shreve will win from my perspective, but he may or he may not. But I think regardless, you've heard Jefferson talk about this, that he's called Mayor Hogsett to account, and he's done things that he hasn't done previously in the interest of this race that hopefully will be good for the city in the long term.
Kip, do you think voters went to the polls today with the crime top of the mind?
Well, certainly it was an issue, but unfortunately for Jefferson Shreve, he had no answers to it. So I think voters kind of discounted it. They may be worried about it and upset about crime. They should be, because it's not good anywhere. But the fact of the matter is it's gone down from last year. Every place in the country had high crime or high murder rates during and immediately after the pandemic, and it's gone down everywhere.
Right. It wasn't unique to Indianapolis. Hey, Kip, we have a lot to get to, guys, so we're almost out of time here. A couple minutes left. Do Democrats have a shot in Carmel, Kip?
Of course they do. I think that Miles Nelson has run a great campaign up there. Democrats are invigorated. We've won that city in other elections over the course of the last couple of elections, so it's definitely doable.
Tom, are there other cities around the state that Republicans really are trying to hone in on with mayoral races?
Well, obviously, to a great extent, Republicans still dominate many of the municipal races, too. I think we're going to have a pickup in Tipton, maybe in Charleston. I think you're seeing in Fort Wayne a strong race. It may or may not get there, but an indication that voters are beginning to reconsider the current leadership. I think Kip is wrong about Carmel. I think it ends up being a 10-point race. Sue Finkham has run a very upstanding race. She's not gotten the negatives, notwithstanding some things that have been directed at her. I think that's going to come through, and you're going to see a pretty solid victory for her in Carmel, and that's important too.
Quickly, I have 30 seconds left. I want to get an answer from both of you. Kentucky will decide if Andy Beshear gets a second term as governor there. Do you see an impact on the presidential race when it comes to all eyes on that one? Because the presidential, as you guys know, has gone the way that Kentucky has gone over the past couple of elections. Kip?
Well, I take issue with that. I don't think Kentucky is a harbinger of the national campaign at all. The fact that Andy Beshear's in this race is a shock, considering that the president lost that state by over 25 points. We haven't carried Kentucky since 1996. I don't think it means much anything. What it actually is that if Andy Beshear wins, it's a really good indication for us.
Tom, your thoughts quickly?
I think it doesn't. I agree with Kip. There's not a lot of indication there, but I do think actually it may be a beginning of a clear question that people are fed up with the Biden economics and Biden situation in the U.S. And if you see that go Republican, that's a harbinger of next year, but not anything regarding Trump, just simply Republican, Democrat, and new leadership.
Oh, we'll see what happens, gentlemen, on a busy night. Thank you so much for joining us. We look forward to talking with you soon. I know, Tom, you'll be joining us later on tonight as well with a complete wrap-up. Thank you.
Thanks.
Kentucky and Ohio aren't the only states with key races and causes on the ballot today. It is the last major election day before the 2024 presidential primaries kick into high gear, and a chance for both parties to gauge where voters are going into next year. In Mississippi, Democrat Brandon Presley aims to unseat Republican incumbent Tate Reeves in the governor's race. In Virginia, all 140 seats in the legislature are up for grabs. Republican Governor Glenn Youngkin, who's not on the ballot, is campaigning to turn the state red. And Democrats are calling in help from former President Barack Obama.
I think voters are going to come out today and they're going to help us hold our House and flip our Senate.
I'm calling to remind you that today is Election Day in Virginia.
Well, experts say that today's election will serve as a good test to gauge what issues will motivate other voters to get to the polls in time for next year's general election.